What was it about Toronto where you end up there and it just seemed like your career flourished once you got there and it really took off? What was it about being a Blue Jay that helped your career take off?
Um, Look, I've talked about this at great length in other interviews and over the years. It's just sometimes you get to the right place at the right time. You're open to suggestions. You get the right kind of instruction. You're handed the right opportunity. You make adjustments. You get consistent. Your confidence rises. I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is it just ended up happening there, and I couldn't be happier. I had some success in Pittsburgh, but also the makeup of the team was different, and my objective, my instruction going out there every single day was completely different. In one place, they gave me a set of instruction that maybe didn't completely fit who I was and my best skill sets, and in Toronto was different. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of those things came into play.
Well, you were part of one of the greatest moments in Blue Jays history. One of those moments that I feel like everybody remembers where you were when it happened. Game 5, 2015 Division Series against the Texas Rangers. You hit that home run, the bat flip. What do you remember the most about that moment?
Just how loud it was and how much it shook. I mean, it was a big enough moment, I guess, that, it's my signature moment. Everybody obviously comes up to me and talks to me about it, and you name your show after it. So it's a big moment. No, it's a great moment in our series too. Like we're down 2 games, we tied it up to 2, and that was obviously the 5th game. And we hadn't been to the playoffs for over 20 years before that. So as a fan base, it meant a lot to the fans, and that's why we play the game, right? That's why we do what we do at that highest level, is to create those memories for the fans and those bonds, and just to elicit those emotions when they're watching, whether it's at the stadium or at home. And it was a great moment.
It's funny you say I named my show after it, because I really don't know if the name of my show would be Flippin Bats if it wasn't for that moment that you had back in 2015. The game has evolved so much after that the bat flip has become more and more exciting. And at the time, I don't want to say it was taboo, but like you did it and it really took off from there. Do you feel like that moment and that bat flip played a part in the evolution of the game of baseball and what we see players wanting to do on the field now?
I think it was a controversial enough moment at the time that it kind of changed the conversation.
Yeah.
It sparked the conversation and it opened it up. I wasn't a pioneer by any means. I've seen people flip bats my whole life.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a thing. And to your point, it was a little bit maybe frowned upon. But I think as the game becomes more global and emotions are a little bit more welcome, it's more of that transition from the golf clap that in the professionalism in baseball to more of an emotion-based sport, kind of like basketball and football. Like you see people celebrating dunks, touchdowns. The bat flip is kind of like that, but for baseball. We didn't have that before. So I think it's great. I don't think anybody, for the most part, means any disrespect. And as long as it's appropriate and it's just a reflection of the heightened emotion of a moment, go ahead. Flip your bat.
I agree completely. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.